Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. I turned my heat on today. I try and not turn my heat on for as long as possible, and not because I'm a cheap fuck. I'm not. I love to spend money. Some people say it's a problem, but I don't think so. Anyway, but I just like the cold. But it is windy as fuck. And it's 41 degrees. Windy, it probably feels like 30 something. So I had to put on sweatpants. I wore shorts today. And I was taking my dog out. And like the second time on lunch when I took my dog out, I was like, we're gonna have to wear pants later because it's windy and it's cold. So it was like a high of 52 today. And it's gonna be in the 30s tonight, so I'm like, fine, I'll turn the heat on. It feels great though, I like it. But I live on the third floor, so that's what's good. I get sun comes through my windows all year, right? The sun is always most of the day hitting here. So like in the summer, it heats it up more, so I use more electric for my AC. But in the winter, really the only time the AC runs is at night and when the sun goes down, which is night. And then during the day, I have the curtains open and natural sun and the heat rises anyway, so it's great. It's like my heating bills are fucking super low. Balances it out because I keep it 68 in the summer. So, yeah, it feels great. I do love like feeling like the warm air breathing and caressing over your body of like, it's like a dragon's breath, not the fire from the dragon. No bueno. It's too hot. Fire is too hot. I'm a warm guy already. I got a lot of heat. My neck was hurting today. I was on lunch. Keep listening. It's related. But I was on lunch, and like my neck was fine. I don't have pain, hardly ever. So, like the day was great, and I went on lunch and I took my dog out, and we come back in. I'm eating my salad because I eat salad every day for lunch, and I turn on Curb Your Enthusiasm. Excellent show. Everybody should watch it. And my neck just started hurting, and I was like, is it the angle I'm sitting at? I was changing like the angle I'm sitting at on my couch, and I'm like, it's still hurting. And then, after I come back from lunch, I start working again, and I'm like, my neck is still fucking hurting. And then I did some exercise, rolling my head, and then that helped. My neck didn't hurt anymore. A little bit, but not really. And, I was asking people at work, I was like, hey, what the fuck should I, do? What's a good remedy, right? We're all doctors. And, a lot of people were like, Advil, leave. And I don't own pain medicine. I don't own pain medicine because I don't have pain. Why would I own pain medicine? So I don't. I don't have pain. I don't foresee myself having pain. And if I do foresee myself having enough pain to have to take some pain pills, you best bet it is prescription strength. Mm-hmm. So, because like, go hard or go home, right? Do you want a couple Advil or do you want a couple Perks, right? Go hard, go home. Get some Percocets. So, I'm not a drug addict. I just want to preface that. Not a drug addict. If you are, I'm not against it. If it's your choice, if you want to get off of it, that's a whole other thing. Anyway, but I remember, everybody was talking about the Aleve and the Advil, and I remember right out of that high school, or I may have still been in high school at this point, and I had my wisdom teeth taken out, and I had a little bit of pain. So I tried an Advil, I think it was like a liquid gel or whatever. And I tried that. And then my throat, like I felt like my throat was swelling up. And I was like, well, this isn't good. You know, it was hard to swallow. It was hard to breathe. I was freaking out. And I didn't die. I didn't have to go to the hospital. You know, it kind of subsided after an hour or so. And I didn't know, right? Because I had food, you know, foods that day. So I didn't know if it, you know, could have been a food that could have caused that. Or, you know, it could have been anything. I don't like to judge something off of, you know, one experience, right? So for example, when I had food poisoning, oh my God, the last time I had, oh Jesus Christ. I had food poisoning, not the most recent one. That was terrible. I literally thought I was going to die. But this one was the time before I had food poisoning. I went to a new restaurant that I hadn't been to. It was right down the road. It's a local place. And I had a chicken sandwich and some fucking French fries or whatever. And I got terribly ill for like a day or two after. And, you know, I could have assumed that it was that food. It may not have been, right? It may not have been, right? It may have been, it probably was. But I want to make sure. So I went back and I ordered the same food. I was fine. So a safe conclusion, it was probably the sandwich, chicken sandwich. But the good news is that, you know, it was probably an off day of the kitchen staff that day, you know, or just a bad piece of fucking chicken. But I was fine the next time. You know, I like to test things out like that. You know, I don't want to come to a conclusion and be like, you know, it was probably that, you know, but you don't know, right? I want to talk facts. I don't want to talk thoughts, right? So, you know, the Advil closed my throat up. I was like, yeah, that's weird. But I tried it a couple more times after that because I was like, I could be becoming allergic, you know, to whatever foods I was eating around that time or any drinks I was drinking. You know, so to be sure, you know, as any scientist would do, I had a hypothesis. There's only one way, one easy way to find out if this is what's causing me, you know, my throat seemingly, you know, swelling up and uncomfortable. Yeah, it turns out what? So I've never had pain medicine since then. Unprescribed, right? Non-prescription strength, right? If it ain't prescription strength, I don't want. So yeah, I was like, that's Negatoro on that one. I told them the whole story though. And, you know, one of my bosses, she was like, well, hey, you should put a hot compress on there. One, I haven't Googled it. I'm not gonna lie. Or she said heating pad. Somebody else said heating compress. I don't own a heating pad. Okay, I don't own a pad that heats. If I owned a pad, it would be one that cools. I'm already hot, warm. Like I give off so much heat. I don't need more of that, right? So I don't own one, right? In a hot compress or heating compress, I don't know what the fuck that is. I'm assuming it's like a towel or maybe a rag that you put under hot water and then you wring it out so it's not, you know, wet, but it's still moist and it's hot. And then nobody wants that, right? That just sounds just, ugh. No. I'm not about that life. No, because then you gotta, you know, and then it's a whole fucking thing. So no, nah. It's not for me. But I am assuming that's what a hot compress is. You know, maybe it's some, you know, medical grade thing. I don't know. But this sounds like it's probably what that is. Okay, by the way, so I went to, a couple weeks ago, I went to Walmart and I picked up my grocery order and I got everything in my order. I don't know, I may have told the story then, I don't know. But I got everything in my order. That's all I required, right? And at first I was nervous because I opened up the trunk and I see a bunch of drinks and I'm like, I got somebody's order. I'm like, I'm going to have to drive back to the store and I'm going to be at the like, hey, this isn't my order. And they're going to, you know. No, I got my order, and then I got part of somebody else's. I got all their drinks, apparently. So, probably a soccer mom. So there was a 12-pack of these sparkling ice flavored sparkling waters. Okay. if you're thinking about it, if you've looked at sparkling ice in the grocery store, or maybe you're at a checkout line, you're like, sparkling flavored water, why not? It is ass, but I got them for free, from somebody else's order. The least I could do is drink them. This is cherry limeade. I like limeade, but I don't like cherry. Okay, I don't like real cherry. I don't like candy flavored cherries. I don't like cherries, right? I had a very traumatizing experience as a young boy growing up in America. I don't know how old I was. Maybe 5, maybe 4, maybe 6. I don't know. I was a young boy. I'm able to remember it, and I was growing up in America. So one night, my mom and stepdad, I don't know where they went. Well, they went somewhere. And my sister was watching me and my brother. My brother's an ass. And she made us ice cream. Why not, right? I love ice cream. Still do to this day. And you know what people do? They put they put cherries, not strawberries, but something strawberries, fucking shit. It's cherries. She put cherries on top of these. Right? There was a little jar in the fridge, and the whole works. And I don't know. We might have been watching a movie. We might have been. I don't remember that part because it's moot to the point. So me and my brother start eating, and we're like, "This is disgusting." I don't remember the eating part, but I just remember it was terrible. We're like, "Oh, these cherries are bad. This is disgusting," and yada yada yada. And she's like, "No, they were fine, right?" And so she tried one. She's like, "Oh, these are disgusting. Yeah, bitch, you ruined our ice cream." And our mom and stepdad came back, and she mentioned that to them, like, "Hey, I gave them some ice cream with some cherries on it, and they said cherries were bad, and I tasted it was terrible." And they started laughing. She's like, "What the fuck is so funny?" Come to find out, these cherries were soaking in a jar of moonshine in the fridge. Maybe that's why, honestly, I don't like cherries. I don't eat real cherries. I don't like fake cherries. But again, I got this for free. The least I could do for the soccer mom, Barbara, I'm assuming is her name, and I'm assuming she's the soccer mom. Least I could do is drink her shit, right? Not literal. And I don't like cherries. I don't like candy flavored cherries. I don't like real cherries. I don't like whipped cream. I don't know if that's related or not, but can't stand it. Cannot stand whipped cream. Don't like it, right? And I don't like alcohol. I did not get anything out of that hit. I don't even like alcohol. It could stem from that as a young boy growing up in America. Fed moonshine cherries, That could be why I don't like alcohol. I don't know. I hate the taste of alcohol. It's disgusting, I like my go-to drink. Like if I'm at a bar, right? One, I'm not, I can have fun with other people, but I don't have to drink to have fun. But sometimes I'll, I always try something. If I'm out at a bar with some friends or on a date or whatever, I always try something. Never like it, and I always let them finish it. And my go-to, my favorite drink of all time is a Jack and Coke. Hold the Jack. Gets a chuckle, usually. So, I think that's probably why I don't like cherries to this day, or alcohol. Or that's definitely why I don't like cherries. So, yeah. And not all of them were the same flavor, because I would have threw the bitches out, right? Because it was a 12-pack, so there was 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think there's three flavors, and you make up 12 of them. Bad math, right? So there was this one, and there was a mango. I don't like mango. Unrelated to that alcohol story. And there was a watermelon. You best bet your asses we're going the first day. And then there was some unknown other flavor that I forget. So, just not a fan. Like, I don't like sparkling water. I don't. I like water, but I don't like it to sparkle. But again, free drinks. And then I also got 4 things of Mott's apple juice, and then a 12-pack of grape juice. And I was like, grape juice? I don't even remember ever having grape juice. Not even as a child growing up in America do I remember. I probably could have. I may have. I don't know. But I don't ever recall, prior to last week or the week before, of drinking a grape juice. So I'm like, let me open these bitches up. Motherfuck. So I opened them up and took one out, a little bottle. I'm sitting in front of the television set. I could have been playing some Call of Duty. Could have been playing some Hitman 3. Could have been watching a show, a movie. I don't know. Either one of those, any one of those is what I was doing. And I opened this up. This is some thick ass shit. Like, this is like the on brand shit. Like, that's how you know. This is like a rich soccer mom. This is some fucking on brand shit. It's like a thick, real, grape juice. And I take not a big gulp, but just like a normal sized drink. And I was like, this is disgusting. It tasted like it is half full of fucking sugar. It's so, I could not finish it. That was my first and only sip. I was very disappointed. Very disappointed. Like when they say this is grape juice, they did not lie, okay? They got a bunch of purple grapes together, right? Them and their friends and all their bunches, right? They came together and they squeezed this, I don't know, by hand, by machine or something. But it was pure fucking grape juice. I'm like, there's no water, there's no milk, no beer. There's nothing to dilute this shit. It tastes like it's just, blah. And I like grapes. I do, but I don't like grape juice. I don't know. It just, bleh. Disgusting. The apple juice is good though. I do like me some apple juice. And I don't drink it a lot. I'm on my second one. I'm like halfway done with it. Usually when I fill up my water bottle, I'll fill that up. I have a Brita filter. Change every 3 months as directed. The filter. And next to it is, I keep the opened one, the 2 on the bottom, 1 open, 1 on the top, next to my Brita. So I fill that up, my water bottle up. I set it to the side. Take a nice swig, and that's what I did, before starting this recording. Took a nice, swig of that apple juice, and I said, this is nice. Put the cap back on and put it back in. I'm not sitting there sucking the apple juice tit all day. I think that might cause some internal, you might have diarrhea, I don't know. But yeah, apple cider is also a good, it's fall where I live here in Ohio. Good old Columbus, Dublin, Ohio. I can't. No. I was thinking about the coffee I was drinking today. I drink 8 o'clock coffee. I don't know if you or anybody you know has had or will drink 8 o'clock coffee. Highly recommend. Right now I'm on the original. And then when this bag is done, I've been drinking for a while, but once this bag is done, I'm going to be drinking the, what am I going to be drinking? same 8 o'clock coffee, espresso blend or Colombian blend. Columbia blend. I think it's Columbia blend. I think that's what it's called. Colombian something. Something Colombian, but I think it's Colombian something. Yeah. I was thinking today, because I had to put on pants this last time I took my dog outside. I had to put on pants because I was wearing shorts. I like to wear shorts. I like to wear pants. And I put on I have two pairs of sweatpants. One are too short, right? They hit like the ankle, but they don't go past. I like, and then the ones that I'm wearing now are my favorite pair. You got some deep pockets. I like the color. And they're long and nice and long, right? Not too long where you're stepping on them, but long enough, And, I was thinking today, I was like, man, I'm going to have to order more sweatpants, right? Because I work from home, right? I work from home, and comfort is arguably comfort is better and more important than anything. I think as long as you are comfortable, that is all you need, So comfort is, so I'm not sitting in here wearing a fucking suit. I'm not sitting here wearing some fucking jeans all day. Hell to the no. I had to go to the office on Friday. This past Friday. It was my third day. I've going up on 2 years at my current job, and that was my third day in the office. I did a partial day because I was like, I can't wear pants all day. And I just wearing jeans and, just like, blah. Not a fan, but I went on a good day. We recently had a transition happen where we entered a new market, a new state. And the week there was a bunch of, I don't know if it was every day there was a food truck or not, but Friday when I was there was a food truck. It was a sliders, 7 sliders, 11 sliders, 11, I don't know, something like that. Fucking delicious, let me tell you. Oh my God, it was amazing. Free, they paid, oh my God, it's great. I was like, yeah, that made a good day to come in here. So I was thinking about going in after lunch. I was thinking about leaving even before lunch, but I'm glad I didn't. It was fucking delicious. But I had to wear pants. I'm not against the pant. I'm not against it. I didn't mind wearing pants. I did not mind. Because without pants, you have a lawless society, right? Without pants, right? Because think about it. The world has turned more to shit since COVID hit. More people are now working from home. And, just everything seems on the brink of fucking collapse. It's a fucking calamity every day, right? Think about it. Do you think, right, you have more people working from home, more people are more comfortable, less people are wearing a traditional pant? Lawlessness, let me tell you. That, they say, that there's more crime, depending on who you listen to, there's more crime, there's less crime. Either way, it has to do with the pant, right? More comfort, more crime, right? Because I'm more comfortable going out, and robbing some people. I don't do that. I would never incriminate myself, but I don't rob people. It's not my nature. But if I did, I would be more comfortable doing it working from home, because comfort, right? Comfort. Usually I wear shorts. Tomorrow I won't have my dog. I'm dropping her off at her mother's tonight, and I'll get her back this Saturday. But I'm not going to be wearing pants tomorrow. On Wednesday I will. I have a haircut appointment. Usually I would wear shorts, but I'm wearing pants because 1, it's going to be cold, and 2, I'm going to be changing my oil. I like to change my oil myself because, the places that you do it yourself for like $35-40. You go to a place that does it full synthetic, fucking like $60-70. They're like, oh, you want this better oil? lubricate the engine better than this one. Yeah, no, bitch, give me the cheap one. Come the fuck on. They all lubricate the same. Okay, they all lubricate the same. You know, this one's rated for 50,000 miles. This one's rated for 100,000. I don't fucking care, right? Change your oil regularly and you are fine. Use the right oil. It's all the fucking same. So, yeah. But it's cheaper to do it yourself. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And I'm going to have my friend help me. He's just going to be watching and I'm going to be making jokes. And I'm going to be changing my oil. And he's just there. Company, moral support, and I'm going to be buying new wiper blades because the last ones I bought were in 2020. It's been almost 3 years now. So, and he was the one that changed them last time. I don't know how to change wiper blades. I don't know. As long as we're friends, I probably will never learn. Because I'm just like, hey, his name's Keaton. I need my wiper blades changed. He changes it. He makes it look so easy, but I'm like, how the fuck did you get them on? How did you get them off? I'm just, it's fucking magic. So, and I don't care to learn. I think he showed me, but I'm just like, I'm afraid to break the shit. So, he seems to know what he's doing. So he changes them for me. So he'll be doing that and then making sure that if my car falls on me, somebody is there to, hopefully help jack it back up. If that's not possible, he can call 911. Worst things can happen. I think if, I don't know the likelihood of you dying because a car fell on you. You could die. Obviously, it's a very precarious situation. But I think the odds are more in your favor of not dying, right? I own a Corolla, Toyota Corolla. It's a smaller car, it rides low. So there's not enough room in there for a grown man under the car without it being jacked up. But I have jack stands, right? But everything can fail. You leave the jack up, put the jack stands under it. And that way you still have the jack or the what's the fucking thing? The pumper thing. You know what I'm talking about. The fuck is that thing called? The pumpy? The jack. Yeah, the jack. That's what it's called. Yeah, the jack is still holding it, and then you have the jack stands that are a backup. And if both of them fail, well, I'm fine, right? If that is my way to go, it's my way to go. But I think life is fake anyway. I think this is all a simulation. Again, I think it is. So if something happens, nothing really happens. And if nothing happens, nothing ever would happen, right? So nothing's going to happen. And yeah, I went on a date recently. And I'm not going to say that. She was great. She was nice. And I'm a great person, I like to think. Who am I to say? But I'm definitely, I make people laugh. Honestly, I think that's all I'm good at. That's a whole different conversation. It's for my therapist. But we got there and it was hard to tell, like, kind of what she looked like in her pictures. And then she showed up, and I thought she was a lot older than what she was. Like, when she showed up, I thought, because she said she was 30 on her profile. And then she shows up, and if we ever talked on the phone, and I didn't see what she looked like, I would not have gone on a date with her. I don't know if she was sick. I didn't ask. On the second date, I would have if we had one, but we didn't. And we won't. But if we did, I would have asked her, are you sick? Do you smoke? Or does your voice always just sound like that? Not in a bad way, not a terrible thing, but talking on the phone, if I didn't see what she looked like, I would have thought she's in her 50s or 60s and a smoker. I think she was sick. To be I hope that's just how I'm a little bit of a jerk. And, you know, and then I was just like, how old are you? And she was 30. She said 30. I was like, oh, okay, there. But I wasn't physically attracted to her, which isn't, you know, you can't be physically attracted to everybody. But she was great. She was cool to talk to. She's a teacher. I'm not a teacher. I'm a student. And, you know, I did my job. She hadn't texted me, so I don't know. And I want to text her and being like, hey, you know, I might text her. You know, well, if I have my phone, I don't have my phone. I have my watch, though. But I feel like I did my job. I'll text her and be like, hey, you know, I know we're not going to have a second date, but how did the first one go? And what was her name? Not that one, not that one, not that one. That's my DoorDash orders. Oprah's a name. What the fuck? Brianna. Which I asked her if it was Brianna or Brianna, and she said, well, thank you for asking. It's Brianna. And I was like, I contemplated on that for about 10 minutes before. I remember I was thinking, I was like, is it Brianna or is it Brianna? And I was looking at her pictures and I was like, she looks like she pronounces it Brianna. But then I was like, well, she looks like she could also pronounce it as Brianna. And then the spelling, though, is Breanna. So I'm like, 2 N's, Brianna, right? Because if you take off the Brie, you got Anna. So it has to be Brianna. And if she says Brianna, we're going to have a talk. 1 N is Brianna. You know, and if anybody with 1 N is out there and they're like, my name is Brianna. No, it ain't, bitch. No, it ain't. Name somebody Anna and spell it with 1 A. It ain't going to work. That's Anna. Might as well put a fucking H in it, right? But yeah, she said it correctly. It was Brianna. Not that Brianna would have been incorrect, but would have just been less correct. So it was Brianna, or Brianna, shit. And great gal. Hey, I know. Ooh, that's not what I was. What the hell, Apple? What in the fuck? I know. Whoops. I know we are not having a dating what in the hell? Not having a second date. But 08, what in the fuck? Second date. That's it. Thank you. Date. But how? Not now. How did the, oh my fucking God, the, holy fucking shit, did the first date go? First one go. Question. I could have done talk to text. It would have been easier than that. Jesus Christ. Jesus fuck. That was fucking 28 minutes. You know, this is the Series 6 without the fucking keyboard because that was introduced on the 7. I don't know how the keyboard is, but just the fucking some fucking bullshit is what that is. Some fucking bullshit. God, that's so frustrating to use. Anywho, I had a good time. I hope she had a good time. I don't know. We neither of us texted each other back, and but I made her laugh so much. At one point, she started to cry in a good way, and it's like she was laughing, she couldn't breathe, she was crying because I'm so funny. And I was like, hey, I know in my mind, I don't know how her mind's going at this point, but I know in my mind, we are not having a second. Actually, I lied. I'm a liar. It's been so long, I forgot since the date happened. And so at this point, I didn't know if I was attracted to her. I had no idea, right? But then after the date, is when I really realized. I was like, but I was like, hey, this isn't going to go anywhere. But I did a good job. I feel if I'm around somebody, it's probably another thing for therapy. But if I feel like if I'm around somebody, if I'm around other people, like my job is to make them laugh. I feel like that's what my job is, right? One, I hate to take life too seriously anyway. Because if you think life's a simulation, then nothing's real, doesn't matter. If you think life is real, and we're all going to die at some point, if that's what you think, then again, what the fuck is the point of taking everything so fucking serious? It's a conundrum. It is a modern day conundrum, right? So I just don't take life too seriously. So there's some things you gotta take serious. It's life, or what we call life, whatever it is. And but even some serious things, you can make light of it, right? Because why be uptight? We all know those people. You might be one of them. You might be the uptight person that's so fucking proper, wearing jeans or fucking trousers, unironically wearing suspenders, maybe wearing a bow tie every day. You do your hair and you put your under eye shadow on or whatever, so it doesn't look like you have fucking, giant ass bags under your eyes because you sleep 2.5 hours a night, because the rest of the 6.5, 5.5, I don't know. The rest of the time you should be sleeping, you're worrying about being so proper and making sure your trousers are pressed and you get that fucking line right in them, right? And, then you're worried about Bill at work. Is Bill going to get the promotion over me? Oh my goodness. Fuck Bill. Bill's an asshole. That's my job. To be an asshole and to get that promotion, Well, why we the fucking no? Hey, hell to the fucking no. No. But, no. Just, if you're that person, or if you know that person, I don't know. Maybe they need some Percocets. I don't fucking know. Maybe they need a little bit of heroin. Not enough to, I mean, heroin is a bad drug, but life is what you make it. And she read my text at 9:05. That was when I sent it. She has not responded. I will keep you abreast of the situation. But yeah, just don't be an uptight fuck. If you know an uptight fuck, just let him know that nobody likes an uptight fuck. Nobody. I haven't, because I don't know if it's just me, maybe it's everybody, I don't know. But whenever you meet, or you're sitting, or you're talking, or you're, whatever, you're with an uptight fuck, you're around an uptight fuck, you feel that you have to, at some level, also be an uptight fuck, because, uptight fucks, they don't like to be referred to, called, or heard. They don't want to hear any curse words, They're like, I go to church every Sunday. I cheat on my wife the other 6 days, but on Sunday, we as a family, all 12 of our fucking kids and my wife and myself, we go to church and act like the perfect family, you know? And we come home and I, yell at my wife all day while I watch football, and she cooks me dinner and snacks, and then starting on Monday, I can, go hang out with my girlfriend until Saturday. And then Sunday it's church. We have a perfect fucking family, No. No. I was friends with somebody. He wasn't an uptight fuck. He was not an uptight fuck. But he was just... I stopped being friends with him. We had a podcast. Did I ever talk about this? I don't know. I did one episode. We had a podcast. Oh, shit. We worked at our last job together. That's how we met. And he had a podcast. I don't know if he still does or not. Fuck him. But... he's like, oh, you should do a podcast with me. Well, cool. I am not getting anything out of this. What the fuck? Bullshit. All right, heat that up a little bit. And so I did an episode with him, and we were planning on doing a second episode. And I was already like, kind of turned off at this point a little bit. I'm like, I'm feeling too comfortable being his friend. So he was, we would text, and he was, a bigger guy, and there's somebody for everybody, but he's like 400 something pounds, he's like a very big guy, and, there was a lot of issues with that. He's, working on it and whatnot, but, every so often, and he was married, but every so often he would text me pictures of girls that had sent him nudes, or they were like in their bras or whatever, and I was not attracted to the type of people that were sending him these pictures. But he's like, oh my god, he's like, look at this girl, I was like, oh, who is she? And every time it was a different variation of the story of, oh, we knew each other back whenever in high school, or, at our last job or whatever. And out of nowhere, she just sends me these pictures. And I'm like, the hell she fucking did? And nobody. I have never once had an unsolicited nude picture of a girl. I would love that. I would not be against it. But women don't do that. That's not, they send those pictures, sure, right? But they're not unsolicited, okay? So those were fully solicited pictures, right? And that's your prerogative. You're married, you want to cheat on your wife, whatever. You have to, reap those can't think of the word. But the decisions you make, consequences, right? You have to reap those consequences if and when they, come to fruition. And, so that's, so that's between you and your wife. I don't care. And, but where I draw the line, though, is like you sending me those pictures. Is it raining outside? But that's where I draw the line. Like you sending the pictures, like it's not okay, right? Because whoever that woman is, she meant those pictures for you, right? And the issue of you having a wife, that's something different, right? You want to do the cheating, whatever. And, but those pictures from her were meant for you and you only, presumably. She didn't want them to share, didn't want you to share them with me, with, some guy that she doesn't know. She doesn't know, who I am, that the pictures are being shared with me, what I would do with the pictures, right? I deleted them right away. But what would happen if I didn't delete them, right? If I wasn't the type of person that I am, and I, put them on Facebook, put them on Instagram, put them, anywhere on the internet, and, potentially just, ruin her life, and just, like that's not okay, right? And if you're sending them to me, who else are you sending them to? And why do you feel the need to brag about that to me, right? And that's where it kind of started. I was like, that's not okay, right? And I'm sure if you asked her, and it wasn't just one, it was a few, if you were to ask them, like, hey, I know you don't know this guy. He's a friend of mine. Do you mind if I just send these pictures to him as well? Like, yeah, the answer's going to be fuck no. And if the answer is fuck yes, whatever, I would still delete them. I don't want them. You should be like, hey, you should probably ask if that's something that somebody would want to see, because I don't want to. I don't, if you're thinking that you're bragging about being able to get other women, I don't think it's a brag. And it was, so I had a friend at the time. She worked at our company as well during that time, and we were talking about him one day, and she's like, oh yeah, she's like, he's not who he portrays himself to be, because like he portrays it, like in public, he portrays himself as a very happy guy and gets along with everybody, and has a happy home life and loves his wife, and obviously we know that's not true, or not as true as he claims to be, right? And she's like, I don't think that's who he really is, of the happy-go-lucky, just happy all the time, friends with everybody. Like, she didn't think that's who he is or who he was. And and she was like, is it a I don't know where, I don't know if it was a party or I don't know, but they were there, and there was a dance. I don't fucking know. But he was dancing with other women, and his wife was just standing, quietly around, and just waiting for him, and I'm just like, oh, now that you, like, I'm like, now that she's saying these things, I'm like opening my eyes, and I'm like, oh yeah, that is actually kind of weird, of like these different things, and and then I started, I'm like, maybe he really isn't who he says he is, or how he acts in public. And then it just eventually, we just stopped. Like, I just stopped all communication with him altogether. I didn't tell him why. Maybe I should have, but I didn't. We always had fun. I always liked being around him, but it just wasn't, I can't support what you are doing, right? Because now you're putting me into that, right? Like, it's different of you making the decision to cheat on your wife, right? Again, you have to reap the consequences, but I don't want to be brought in on that, right? I don't want to be a part of that. That's not, whatever you got going on is what you got going on, but I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see it. I don't care to know about it. It's like, it's just not, I'm like, no, not for me. So I just stopped being his friend. I was like, I can't, not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. And even and he would always tell me, he was, even before him and his wife got married, so it was kind of strange how they got together as well. He was, I don't know the ages. I don't know the exact ages, but I know he's a lot older than she is. I think she was 14, 15 at the time. I know she was in high school and he was not. And her dad probably regrets it now, and her mom probably does the same. But they let them, because they found out that they were, interested in each other and they were dating and whatever. And he claims that they never had sex during this time. He said the most they did was hold hands. They didn't kiss until she turned 18. And so her parents allowed them to date, and the condition was they would need to be chaperoned wherever they went. They were probably under the assumption or under the hopefulness that this relationship would not work out, because she was young. They were probably hoping that he would, move on, find somebody else, or she would be like, grow out of it or whatever. And, so they did that kind of chaperone shit for a while, and then, they were finally able to go on dates themselves, and then they got engaged and they were going to get married. And he was always saying how, her parents don't really like him. Why? And, they would say, hey, they tell, the daughter, like, hey, are you sure you want to marry him? Are you sure? Like, you really, really want to marry him? And they would, talk about it with her in private, to make sure that this was a decision that she wanted to make. And she said, oh, yeah, it's a decision I want to make. And I met her. Like, she seems like the very socially awkward. I probably heard a handful of words ever from her. Like, if I heard her voice, I wouldn't be able to tell you who it was. And, she didn't talk much around other people. I'm sure she talks a lot, when people are around. So she's like kind of socially awkward. Maybe has anxiety about it. I don't know. But she didn't do a lot of talking. And, just kind of the way that she acted around him. And I didn't, when we were hanging out, she would be there, go to his house or whatever, and she would be there. And kind of the way she acted around it was strange. It was very strange. I don't want to presume or anything about kind of the relationship or whatever. But it just seemed that she wasn't that happy. And he would, make different kinds of jokes, and, she kind of just seemed to kind of like a go along attitude. Like, if I go along with this, I'll be fine. And I'm like, I don't want to be a part of whatever is fucking going on here. I don't, and just, the things that he would say and send to me, I'm like, I can't endorse this. No. So we got it off. So, long story short, we had a podcast together, did one episode, and that was it. Holy shit. It's going to be late when I'm dropping her off. Okay. Well, we're going to... How long have we been fucking recording? Shit. 54 minutes. Okay. So we're going to cut this. I got on a tangent, and I got to take my dog to her mother's, and then we're going to come home. Pray get ready for bed. Okay. So, again, if you like what I look like... Hold on. Is that what I say? I don't know what I say anymore. If you like what I sound like, you can come over to YouTube, Study with Cullen. You can see what I look like. If you've seen what I look like and you don't really like what you see, you can listen to me on any podcast app that you're on, or if you pay for YouTube Premium, not sponsored, I just love it. Close your phone, it'll keep going. You don't have to look at my face, you can listen to my voice. If you don't like listening to my voice or seeing my face, that's your prerogative. So fuck off. Just kidding. We love everybody. And see and talk to you guys all next Wednesday.